players and all the biggest plays. Get the inside scoop on the matchups that will make your day. We'll preview the festival, the fun, and all the tasty treats, and then make our picks who will celebrate those sweet, sweet beats. Pork and Pigskin, we're live on the plaza with delicious food, special guests, and game day drama. From tailgates to touchdowns, it's the ultimate show. Pork and Pigskin, pregame is the place to go.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is football season in Braves country. Great to have you out at Cool Today Park. Welcome to the inaugural Pork and Pigskin Festival right here at Cool Today Park. I'm MC Patrick, and it was such a special event that we had to have our friends from ABC7 out today. Can you please join me in making a little bit of noise for our co-host today, Mr. Xavier McKnight.
Thanks a lot, Patrick. It's an honor to be here today.
You are the voice of the Suncoast in football, high school football, all sports. So we're out here today talking pigskin and college football. Tell us who you brought with you from ABC7.
Well, of course, it's not an ABC7 party if we don't have Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan here with us.
That means weatherman, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Bob.
Weathercat, whatever it may be. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. And they brought me to make sure the weather's going to cooperate. And I got to tell you, it is outstanding today. One of the best days we've seen in a while with low humidity. Can you feel that? It's good. You got to come
It's
out
football
here.
weather.
It is, and it's going to be a great day today here at Cool Today Park.
How do you think it smells out here? Pretty good?
It smells good.
We got the port going.
That's
I know
what
we're
I'm
going to
saying.
talk some food a little later in the program with Harrison, but that's what I'm most excited about. They've got hot dogs after every conference today that we're going to talk about. So it smells good out here. We appreciate that. Bob brought us the good weather. We appreciate that. And Xavier, we just wanted to talk real quick. We saw you out last night at the Venice High School football game. Tell us how that energy was out there as Venice got a W.
The energy was absolutely amazing. Patrick, I've got to give a shout out to the viewers because they've been voting for our ABC7 Game of the Week on our G poll that appears on our station's website, mysuncoast.com, and they've been nailing these things every single week. It's been a great game so far through all 4 weeks so far. We kicked things off with the Bayshore game, their first home opener. That was a great game between them and the Sarasota Sailors. Had a great matchup last week between Palmetto and Riverview that went back and forth. And last night, Port Charlotte and Venice, they absolutely brought it. And there were times where I wasn't sure Venice was going to be able to pull away with the W, but they found a way to do so.
Yeah, Port Charlotte gave them a game, I guess, right? I mean, that was a tight score, and Xavier was out there covering it. And you're right about the mysuncoast.com. Go there and pick the game of the week. Vote for your idea, and it worked out quite well.
Those are some players we're going to see on Saturday all throughout the SEC and ACC and beyond. Yeah. You're down here covering an awesome region and doing a great job of it, and we're having a lot of fun watch you doing that. So festival highlights today. We're going to eat some good food. We're going to have some good weather. We're even going to have a field goal kicking contest here in a little while. And I do believe even Venice High School coach, Mr. John Peacock, will be joining us later, as well as maybe a few other special guests. We want to discuss the games here today. We're going to make some picks later in the program. And since we got our meteorologist here, we're going to need to know the weather in every city as well.
You got it.
To help you at home make your picks. We're going to start off just talking about the games and finding out the weather first. But one near and dear to my heart, you got the Wisconsin Badgers at the University of Alabama. Yeah. That's a 12:30 kickoff in Tuscaloosa. What do you think, Bob?
I'm thinking it's going to be good weather-wise. I mean, you couldn't ask for better football weather. It's going to be a little warm, though. That's the thing. But the humidity is going to be low. There's no real problem with wind, no problem with rain at that game. And I got to tell you, roll tide, but my daughter is now going to Auburn. So I don't know about that.
Okay, Bob. Well, we're not even covering the Auburn game here in our
I know, but
today. We hope your daughter's doing well.
If I don't
yelling whatever
Auburn.
They yell down there.
Yeah, exactly.
No, you're doing a good thing there. That's cool. Okay, so good weather. What do you think, X? I know you wouldn't talk bad about my Tide off the start, right?
No, absolutely not. They come in ranked 19th in the nation. It was a tough loss against Florida State in week 1. They got things back on track last week. Ty Simpson looked really good last week.
Roll Ty.
The defense looked stronger last week. I just still have some concerns, though, Patrick, in terms of them stopping the run. They're still giving up nearly 162 yards per game. That's not accustomed to the Alabama that we've become used to. I want to see if they can tighten that up against Wisconsin today.
Certainly a little softer on that defensive front. But I think Caleb DeBoer, coach, is getting tired of seeing the for sale signs in his front yard, and he's ready to get things together in Tuscaloosa. And I think that starts today, and we'll make our predictions on that later. Let's shoot to the next game that we're going to talk about, find out the weather. Clemson at Georgia Tech. Where's Georgia Tech?
That is in Atlanta.
Is it in Atlanta?
The
we have
Ramblin'
any
Wreck,
Atlanta
baby.
Braves fans here pulling for Georgia Tech today. How's the weather in Atlanta?
I got to tell you, I've been there a couple of times, and I think the varsity is right there. Great fries and hamburgers, so I'll just letting you know. The weather in Atlanta is going to be just as nice as it is here, just a little bit cooler. No problems weather-wise. I mean, we're talking sunshine and into the mid to upper 70s during the game time. So perfect weather for Georgia Tech and the Ramblin' Wreck. And Clemson, and we'll talk about this, I watched them last week. I watched all the games. You know, college football has really taken over lately, and I've really enjoyed the games last week. And I got to tell you, Clemson, they need this win, so we'll see what happens. That's going to be a good game.
Football's courtesy ABC7 there. Good catch out there. What do you got, Xavier, on Clemson at Georgia Tech? Good weather out there in Atlanta today.
I think this is going to end up being one of the better games of the weekend. It could be one of those Game of the Year candidates. Clemson's favored by 2.5 points, so they are expecting a tight-knit matchup there. Georgia Tech's offense, they're humming. They're 7th in the nation. Clemson, their offense is struggling. Cade Klubnik, Patrick and Bob, he's got to get this thing going. So far, he only has 426 passing yards on the season. Clemson struggling last week for a good chunk of their matchup against Troy. I expect this to be one of those ACC duels that we're going to see going back and forth. I got to give Georgia Tech, they've got a slight advantage simply because they're at home. We'll make our predictions on it later because I'm still going back and forth on this thing. But both of these defenses are ranked in the top 100. Clemson at 75th, Georgia Tech at 65th. So
yeah, I'm right there with you. It's going to be one of those ACC slugfest in Atlanta today. That'll be an interesting one.
Good weather.
And the last game we'll talk about on the first slate here coming up in less than an hour, Central Michigan's at Michigan today. How are we looking in Ann Arbor?
Ann Arbor, been there too. What a great place. They got a lot of cherries there. But anyway, we've got beautiful, okay weather. I mean, it's 78 degrees at kickoff. That's not bad. There is a slight chance at 20%. That means it's going to rain to beat the band. No, it'll be fine there. In Ann Arbor, with just a slight chance for a shower, cloudy skies, weather should not be much of a factor.
The guy in the Wisconsin hat dropped it. I saw that. Roll Tide, buddy. So the Central Michigan thing is a little bit interesting to me because they're getting a lot of points, but I think they're going to hang in there a little bit with Michigan. Michigan has not looked impressive, not last week against Oklahoma. Of course, that's a little stiffer competition last week than they'll face today.
Is that the MAC? Is that the MAC, Central Michigan MAC division?
That's right.
That's the MAC.
Yeah.
That's right. So that's going to be an interesting one in Arbor. That first slate looking good again. Wisconsin, Bama, Clemson, Georgia Tech, Central Michigan at Michigan. Those are the ones we're going to be following in the first slate. Let's get to the second slate of games today. That's right, in the 3 and 3:30 hour. You've got those Georgia Bulldogs. Sick 'em. Hoo, 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 hoo. I heard you barking out there. And they are in Rocky Top. That's right. They're at Tennessee today. Bob, how's the weather on old Rocky Top looking for the Bulldogs?
Well, which is not too far away from Atlanta. It's looking good there at Rocky Top, Tennessee. This is going to be a great game, too. Weather-wise, it should not be a factor. So weather's looking pretty good at most of these, again, venues, and not a problem at all in Knoxville, looks like.
106,000 people in there, though. That's
wow.
That's a lot of body heat.
Yeah. A lot of BTUs, they call it.
I think it's going to be one of those SEC slugfests, much like you mentioned in Atlanta between Clemson and Georgia Tech. These two will probably have a game come down to a field goal at the end, and then hopefully not too many penalties in Knoxville. They've been known to litter the field with some of those yellow hankies from time to time down there. But a classic game, possibly low scoring. What do you think, X?
I'm going to go with you in terms of it being a close matchup. I believe it possibly could come down to a field goal, too. I'm going to say that this one could possibly end up in the late 20s, early 30s scoring-wise. Now, get this when it comes down to Tennessee. They come in ranked 15th. The Dogs come in ranked 6th. At Neyland Stadium, the Vols, they've won 9 straight, and they're 21-1 since the start of the 2022 season. But just take a guess at who that lone loss came against.
I believe it was the Georgia Bulldogs.
Yes, it was. It was the Georgia Bulldogs. They have reeled off 8 straight wins over the Vols, and it's the longest streak in the rivalry since it started in 1899. So we'll see if they're able to keep that streak going today. They struggled last week against Austin Peay, only winning that game 28-6. Tennessee, they're coming off of a program record 72-point rout of East Tennessee State last week.
Yeah, they put it on them.
They've got good momentum coming in, but I'm with you. It should be a SEC slugfest, no doubt about it.
Some great matchups today. We keep it going with Pitt at West Virginia. That one's going to be in Morgantown, West Virginia. Bob, how do you see the weather there?
I mean, Morgantown, right. I've not been there, but however, it looks great. As far as weather, I mean, all the games are going to have no problems, which is a little unusual, but high pressure has moved in across the east, and I'll do a forecast for you across most of the eastern states. Looking good right now. High pressure keeping skies fairly clear. In Morgantown, temperatures will be into the mid-70s with no big problems with any kind of significant weather.
Well, they like the rain and slop up there, so
yeah.
it's almost not football weather if it's too nice up there. But it seems like they'll catch a good day, and they'll catch a good game up there too. Those Pitt Panthers look pretty strong this year, and West Virginia still getting a lot of hype and a lot of love from their performance last year, I feel like.
Yeah, we just talked about Central Michigan. Pittsburgh actually went in and beat them last week. The score in that one was 45-17. They come in ranked 7.5 over West Virginia today. You never know what you're going to get with Pitt year in and year out. They're one of those programs that I call them a sneaky one, Patrick.
For sure.
They're always going to be possibly on the cusp of being able to get into that college football playoff conversation, and then there's a chance that they're not there. But the way that they've been able to start off this season, I think that they've got a strong chance of being in there again this year. They are 61st in college football when it comes down to red zone defense. So they're allowing opponents to score on 83% of their trips. So that's something that they want to get tightened up today. We'll see if they're able to do that.
Yeah, for sure. And another great battle right there. One that's kind of near and dear to our hearts down here in Florida. What could be the #1 team in the nation if they get a win today, and that is the USF Bulls.
Go Bulls, baby.
That's right. They're traveling to Miami today, a little 2.5 hours south from where we're sitting right here today. We think the weather's in Miami pretty good today?
No, it's not going to be that good. Actually, that's one place where it may be a problem at the time. Game time somewhere around 4, right? They are calling for a good chance for showers and thunderstorms. There could be some delays there at that game for USF. I got to tell you, I know a friend, in fact, my daughter's boyfriend plays for USF, and they just flew down there yesterday. So they're ready to go. They are psyched up, a lot of enthusiasm, and we're going to be talking about picks of the games here coming up in a few minutes, and you'll be surprised at my pick.
So we do have a little bit of weather happening in.
Yes.
Man, that might slow down Carson Beck and that aerial attack. What do you think, X?
It definitely could slow down the aerial attack, but one thing about Miami, they can run the football too. Top 25 matchup, the Bulls, they come in ranked number 18. The Canes are ranked number 5. Now, last week I said that USF had a tall task on hand going in and dealing with the Florida Gators. I'm going to say the same thing with this one too, but they've been able to shock the world so far throughout their first 2 weeks, routing Boise State in week 1. Upsetting Florida last week. We'll see what they're able to go into Miami to do this week. It's going to be a fun quarterback duel, or it should, guys, between Byron Brown and Carson Beck. Byron Brown is one of those guys who's been flying under the radar, but if you watch him play, he is amazing.
Big-bodied, strong, talented, and fearless is how the Bulls are playing right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they always look good in those Adidas jerseys, and they got a new stadium coming, a lot of energy in Tampa. So it's been fun watching it happen the first 2 weeks. Here we are in week 3 with them a shot to get 3 ranked opponents down early.
Wow.
So that's always exciting. Anyway, we're going to definitely be keeping a close eye on that one. Our nightcap tonight, we'll still be here at Cool Today Park, hanging out, eating the pork, watching the games on the big screen. Talk about true stadium experience seating. You can get a seat inside Cool Today Park and watch it on the largest outdoor television in the state of Florida. Those games are going to be Ohio at Ohio State. All right, we got a little Ohio weather update tonight, Bob.
Well, I can tell you a little. My brother's there right now, so we got a weather spotter in the stadium. Okay, he's heading down there for the game. Looks good for the game. No problems at all. I know that, what was it, Brutus and Rufus, they got in a fight a couple years ago.
Yeah, Brutus is mean.
Yeah. We're going to see what happens with that game, but obviously the weather is going to cooperate. I just did something, you guys. I got to tell you at home, and not to be a promotion, but I was going through Noah's website, get all the weather forecasts. I said, you know what? I'm just going to go to the ABC7 First Alert Weather app, put in the name, and it gives you the hourly breakdown of all the cities. So this is an easier way to do it.
That's your local station,
That's right.
ABC7, and they got the app. That is a good plug right there.
Isn't it? I mean,
Hey there, Mountaineer, catch this. There you go. Good catch. So the weather looks pretty good. What do you think, X? I think that the Buckeyes are going to keep it rolling against the Ohio Bobcats. Shout out to our producer, Andrew's school, the Ohio Bobcats. Yay, roaring applaud. There you go. That's probably going to be a steamroll, but we'll get to our
get to that a little bit later.
We'll see, because, listen, the Bobcats, they're coming off of a 14-7 win over West Virginia. That's something that programs like the Bobcats, they don't usually go in and they beat teams like that necessarily. Buckeyes, they come in favored to win by 28.5. Wow. They're ranked number 1 in the nation, rightfully so. What I will say about this game is I want to see if their quarterback, Julian Sand, if he can keep it going. Last week against Grambling State, 18 of 19, more than 300 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, all of that coming in the first half. Ohio State putting up 70 points in that game.
That was unreal.
Absolutely. So I think that this one's going to be tight in the first half, and we'll see what ends up happening in the second half. It's all about the game of adjustments at halftime.
That's right.
Well, we got to get you to check the temp down in Baton Rouge, Bob.
I just went to Baton Rouge. Baton Rouge weather looks great there. Again, for the game, not a problem at all.
I say if you had a spotter down in Baton Rouge, you might not make it to the game because one of the ultimate pageantries of college football folk tradition and lore is a night game in Death Valley. That means those lovely Louisiana folks have had all day
A little bourbon, huh?
to get prepared. Like Bobby Boucher in the Bourbon Bowl. They'll be ready. And that's a Florida team that needs a rebound. That basically needs a win, right?
I mean, that's one of the most important, I think, games for him as a coach. And, for Florida, the Gators, the Swamp, I mean, to come in there and beat them, as USF did, they need a win against this team today.
It'd be a big one if they got it because LSU right now wearing that number 3 ranking nationally.
Wow.
But I don't doubt that the Gators can go in and get the win. They went into LSU and they beat the Tigers last season. This is still an SEC team. I think last week could have been the wake-up call that the Gators needed. It's very fair to say, and not to take anything away from USF and the victory that they had last week, but it's very fair to say that the Gators could have been looking past USF for most of that game and just looking ahead to what they have tonight in Baton Rouge. We'll see if that ended up being the case. But I believe that this one's going to be a more tightly contested matchup than a lot of other folks probably think that it's going to be. The Gators, they know that their coach is more than likely playing for his job this week, and I expect them to come out and play hard.
Well, every time you try to write those Gators off, they seem to have a historic win or come out and show off their athleticism. So really, you're right. You never can write the Gators off. Why would you want to? But if they were to get it done in LSU, I think that would certainly be considered an upset in the SEC, as LSU looks very good so far.
And one other thing about it too, Patrick, this should be the week that DJ Lagway probably gets going as well. Okay. It's been a disappointing start for him so far, but he was one of the big names to watch coming into this season, the Gators starting quarterback.
Yeah.
I expect him on this stage tonight to use this as an opportunity to get his name back into the conversation, going up against a quarterback like Garrett Nussmeier, who has a legit opportunity to be the #1 overall pick in the upcoming NFL draft. What brings out the best competition in folks as opposed to going up against the absolute best. So DJ Lagway, I expect him to get it going tonight. I expect him to dig deep and really show everybody who he is as well.
I think that's more of a fair prediction than a bold prediction. I think you're absolutely right, and that's certainly what it would take for the Gators to get a W in Death Valley. Our last one for the evening slot. Once again, you're going to be watching the games with us all day long right here at Cool Today Park. 3 different screens going right here on our plaza, the main screen in the stadium. We're hanging out with you, and we're glad you're here with us as well. And thanks for watching at home. If you're tuned in, it means an awful lot to us. We're going to finish tonight with Texas A&M at Notre Dame. A little bit of Go Irish, right?
Yeah, big game there in South Bend. Been there, and I'll tell you what, beautiful, beautiful ambiance there at the stadium. We've got beautiful weather for the game, too. 72 degrees at kickoff, just a few clouds, a slight chance for a shower or two. So weather, again, not a factor in the big game, and it is a big game for Notre Dame, obviously.
For both those teams, and I think we'll see a lot of points. What do you think, X?
I think this is a Game of the Year candidate as well. Texas A&M, they've had a great stroke of fortune against Notre Dame in the past few years, but the Irish, they know that they need to get it going. They came in as favorites to have a chance to compete for the national championship this year after making it to the national championship game last season. They've got to get it going today. Jeremiah Love is going to be the key. Against Miami, he only had 33 yards on the ground. That's not going to get it done. He came in, booked as one of the best players in the nation. They're going to have to get it on display tonight. I expect Marcus Freeman to make those adjustments that need to be made, and they're at home. It should be a great game, but Notre Dame, they've got to find a way to get into the win column tonight.
I couldn't agree more. X, you're like a coach with a microphone, man. You know what you're talking about.
You
have your stats. Bob, you know your weather. And I'm having a great time out here with Braves Country at Cool Today Park. We're actually going to take a quick break for you. We're going to do some ball tossing, some T-shirt tossing, and get to know some of our fans just a little bit better. But, guys, when we get back, we got a special guest, and we're going to try some of this delicious food, which I'm pretty excited about.
That's
that
it.
Tailgaters Trio. Ow! Great to see you guys. We'll be right back. DJ Andrew, hit it. Get back and give it your best. Ladies and gentlemen, at Cool Today Park, it is football season in Braves Country. We appreciate you coming out today. We have some delicious food we're going to try here momentarily that I cannot wait. The Tailgaters Trio, especially Harrison. I'm looking forward to that. But in the meantime, the guy that's probably had the best year of anybody, our friend, it's Palmer. Palmer, say it with me. Go Braves! Palmer, we just wanted to talk a little bit about some of your folklore in football. You're learning the game a little bit, and recently has discovered that his favorite team is Wake Forest. You like your brothers and sisters in the forest, do you? The Wake Forest Demon Deacons, they got a big one today as well. Palmer also said he's a fan of some of that West Coast football, right? Some of those brothers and sisters are right there in Hollywood, pulling for UCLA and USC with some other Palm fronds. Very good, Palmer. Well, you're catching on a little bit. Today, you're pulling for Alabama. Can you say Roll Tide with me? Roll Tide, roll. That's right, Palmer. Can we sick 'em one time for the dogs? Let me hear you, Georgia fans. I see a Seminole fan out there. Maybe the Seminole fan wants to do it. Hoo, 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 hoo. Sick 'em. That's right. Very good, Palmer. Love to see that. Love to see that. Palmer, any highlights this year? That's right. You've been hanging out with your mascot friends all over the Southeast and all over Braves Country. You were in Gwinnett hanging out with Striper. You've been all over hanging out with all the mascots, eating too much popcorn, causing too much trouble, and having a fair amount of fun that Palmer likes to have. You guys make a little noise for our friend Palmer, who will be signing autographs all day long. Thanks for stopping by, Palmer. Always a pleasure to see you. But it is time to get some food in our belly. Palmer, we wanted to mention your Palmer Pack as well. That's right. If you're looking for a great way to spend your year, you can hang out with Palmer. That's right. You get a free newsletter, a T-shirt, and one-of-a-kind greetings from Palmer that nobody else gets. It's total access. Get your Palmer Pack now at cooltodaypark.com/Palmer. Palmer, thanks, man. Always a pleasure. Roll Tide, bud. Harrison, let's get you up here, man. I've been waiting 45 minutes to try this food. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, we got some good stuff, Patrick.
Please make a little noise for Harrison, my podcasting partner in crime from the Braves Beach House podcast, our warehouse manager, and today he's wearing his tailgater hat. There you go.
Yeah, I mean, we're here at Tailgate. It's all about the food here at Pork and Pigskin, and we got a great lineup of signature series items that we're happy to share with everybody here on the pregame show.
Where should we start?
Well, there ain't no party like a pre-party in the Gridiron Grill that has a dish that'll make you want to gator up. It is this right here, the Tailgater Trio, which features smoked barbecue ribs, a jalapeno cheddar sausage, and a pulled pork sandwich. Let's go ahead. Let's see Patrick as you bite into it. Get all that barbecue sauce. Don't want to stain that white jersey. Got to keep it looking nice and fresh. How do we think, Patrick? How's it tasting?
Falls off the bone.
Falls off the bone for the ribs at the Gridiron Grill. You can get these items separately, or for $25, you can get all three in a pizza box with some pork rinds on the side. It is delicious.
I'm saving you some, X.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we got plenty of food to go around. Next up, Patrick, this dish just might be my favorite of them all. It is the Pigskin nachos. Okay, so we got seasoned pork rinds, topped with pulled pork, topped with baked beans, topped with beer cheese, topped with barbecue sauce, and some green onions for a nice fresh flavor there. So you can share this with your whole family. It's delicious. What do you think?
Make a puppy dog pull a freight train.
Oh, yeah. I mean, these are so good. Really, you got the nice seasoned pork rind. I think that's a secret. And I mean, you can't have pork and pigskin without the pigskins.
Harrison. I've never had anything like that. That's a pork rind, and the pork rind has barbecue on it, and it has beans, cheese,
Beer cheese,
and green onion.
Yes, green onion, and don't forget the baked beans.
Where can they find these right here at Cool Today Parker, and where can me and my colleagues find some of these?
They can be found at the Sideline Snack Stand, which is the one closest to the VIP entrance, the bright blue, powdered blue tent right there. Make sure you see Grant and Gail and company over there.
Pork and pigskin. I get it now. We're doing pork, we're doing football, we're combining them and do a great day on the plaza.
Oh, yeah. Plenty of great, delicious food combinations. Now, we have 4 special hot dogs, but I think we need to do a little cheer to go ahead and get into these hot dogs. So, Patrick, I'm going to need you to repeat after me.
Repeat after you.
All right. What's that coming down the track?
What's that coming down the track?
It's a big food truck in the red and black.
It's the big food truck in the red and black.
There's nothing finer in the land.
There's nothing finer in the land
than a world-famous hot dog in your hand.
than a world-famous hot dog in your hand.
Pop dogs.
Pop dogs.
Pop dogs.
Pop dogs.
Pop dogs.
Pop dogs.
Sick 'em.
Sick 'em.
So you got to cheer. Make sure every time you order some of these hot dogs, you stop by the food tent.
I like that little jingle right there. That was good.
So we got 4 hot dogs themed to the Power 4 conferences.
Okay.
So first up is the Big Ten Chili Cheese Dog.
Yeah, you would expect that in the Big Ten. Have a little cheese on it.
Yep, it's the best of the Midwest with beer cheese and, of course, chili, as the name would imply. And it's sure to make you want to jump around for all those Badger fans out there today.
They better not be jumping too hard, Harrison.
I know, can't mess up your tide. So next up, the dog that just means more. It's the SEC Southern Slaw Dog.
SEC fans, let me hear ya.
It's going to be barbecue pork and coleslaw on top of a hot dog with barbecue sauce on a pretzel bun.
Okay. That sounds very SEC fitting.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you can't go wrong in the South without some nice Southern barbecue and some tangy coleslaw. Where do you think we're going next, Patrick?
Probably the almost can compete conference of the ACC.
Yes, that's right. We're headed to the coast for this next one. It's the ACC Coastal Crunch Dog. So we're going to have a hot dog topped with crab chips, Old Bay seasoning, and some beer cheese, of course, on a pretzel bun.
Crab chips, really?
Crab chips, so you get a nice little crunch, a nice burst of flavor on top of your delicious pop dog.
Bob's a Maryland guy. He just turned around when he heard that. Wow.
Yeah, so make sure you Pop Dog's food truck all the way down at the end of the plaza for that, and they got one more hot
Well,
dog.
it's not a Pac-12 dog.
It is not. It's not.
But
Maybe next year.
We haven't said Big 12 yet. Is there a Big 12 dog with some salsa on it?
There is a Big 12 dog, no salsa, but we are bringing the spice. It's our Big 12 Southwest sausage, and that's going to be a jalapeno cheddar sausage topped with jalapenos and beer cheese and served on a pretzel bun.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Xavier and Bob are going to love this stuff. They're going to be lucky I even saved them any of this. And it's going to give us the fuel we need to make our picks. Harrison, how are you feeling about the games today?
Oh, we got an excellent lineup of games today. I'm very excited for that USF Miami game. We'll see if the Bulls can go and get after it today.
And I know I had a special game I wanted to ask you about. I know you're a Delaware Blue Hen, and they're taking on UConn today. Any prediction in the UConn and Blue Hen game today?
Yeah, I think I'd like to make a special type of prediction if I will.
Okay. This is a Delaware activity we got going on. Oh, my goodness. The Blue Hen is here all the way from Delaware to beat up on the Connecticut Huskies today. That's scary, isn't it? All right, Blue Hens. Well, good things hens don't eat any barbecue ribs or pork rinds. That's what news anchors eat. Harrison, great to see you, man. Y'all make a little noise for Harrison, the Blue Hen, today. Coming out, supporting us, rocking all the amazing food, and for everything he does for the Braves Beach House podcast and Cool Today Park for your Atlanta Braves. Great job, Harrison. We'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back at the inaugural Pork and Pigskin Festival, the moment we've all been waiting for, where we make our final picks for the 3 slates of games today. We'd like to welcome to the stage Davis Supas.
David!
Great to see you today. Thank you for coming out with us. Thank you to ABC7 for being here. It means a lot. You guys are the kings of the Suncoast, bringing us the news, bringing us the sports, and get to broadcast with you today and have a little fun at Cool Today Park means a lot. So enough with the sentimental stuff. Let's get down to business. But first, I do want to introduce our guest picker, the one, the only, the legend of Cool Today Park himself. Make some noise again for Palmer. That's right, he's one of our newest college football fans, so bear with him. He's going to make his picks just as we are. I'm going to keep a running tally, and you guys can brag about me winning at the station next week. How does that sound? All right, we've talked Wisconsin, and we've talked at Alabama today. Do we have any last thoughts on the Wisconsin and Alabama game? Hey, there's our Bama fans right there. They're all tied. I think that you came in right on cue there. I think you know my pick. I'm going with the Tide here today. Bob, how about you?
Well, I got to tell you, I think, is the mic working? Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing. All right, we're going with Alabama. I don't think they lose another game, by the way.
I like that prediction.
They go all the way.
I like that prediction. Palmer, look at you, buddy. You got your Roll Tide on there. Okay.
Roll Tide!
I like that. I like that a lot. Davis, are you going to make your first pick against the crowd?
I am not going against the crowd. I like Bama by a lot in this game. Second straight home game. Ryan Williams back in the lineup. I feel like this one's going to be over early. I think it's going to be a long afternoon, a long road trip for Wisconsin, and I'm with Palmer here. We're picking Bama.
Great take, Davis, because you're the first to mention that Ryan Williams is actually back in Tuscaloosa.
That's right.
So that's right. Go ahead and lay it all on the Tide. I like that. And Xavier?
Gonna go ahead and make it a clean sweep here. Roll Tide. Alabama wins big.
Love to see that. Thank you, gentlemen, for that. That makes me happy, and I know we just didn't jinx them there, so we'll be just fine. We got Clemson at Georgia Tech. I'm going to be the first to maybe pick what is thought of as an upset. I like things that relate to Atlanta. Today's game is in Atlanta. The Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, they get it done against Clemson. Put me down for Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech, the Ramblin' Wreck, huh? That's who you're going with?
That's how the Ramblin' Wreck speech you gave fired me up.
Yeah, I got to tell you, Clemson, they lost the game, big game. I got a feeling they're going to make up for it. I'm going to go with Clemson.
Okay. Clemson there for Bob.
Are we going to Palmer next?
Palmer, what do you think? Do you think that Clemson or Georgia Tech gets it? That's
Georgia Tech logo right
right.
there.
That's what I like to see,
Georgia
Palmer.
Tech, baby.
GT. Great job. Davis, how you living?
I'm going to be taking the road team here, Clemson number 12. I think a lot of people, I'm not drinking the Haynes King Kool-Aid, so I'm going to go ahead and see what he does today. He might be the big X factor in this game today, but Clemson's first road game, I think that they still have a little bit of a sour taste in their mouth from that loss to LSU to start off the season. They're coming off a hot win against Troy, but I think that they could be trouble in Georgia Tech territory today, so I'll take the Tigers.
That's a great take. Let's see what X is going to do.
I'm going to drink the Haynes King Kool-Aid
There he
today.
is. I
I'm
knew
going
I
with
liked
Georgia Tech to get the W today. I just don't like how Clemson has started out this season. I think they'll get it together as the season goes on, but Georgia Tech, it's in Atlanta. They've got that home crowd behind them. I'm going with the Yellow Jackets.
We got something to pull for early together, Xavier. I like that. We're gonna that breaks it up a little bit more. We got 2 with Clemson, 3 on the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, the Ramblin' Wreck right there. Right. Our last game in the early set today here, Central Michigan at Michigan. We'll keep it quick on that because I think Michigan's probably gonna win, but I don't know if they win by 5 touchdowns. I'll just put it at that.
Okay, so you're saying that, Central Michigan, part of the MAC, right? Mid-American
right.
Conference. We're going with Michigan. Go blue, baby.
Palmer, who we picking here? Central Michigan or Michigan? He's going blue. He's going blue too.
He's
Palmer's
going blue.
picking Michigan. There we go.
One of his favorite colors, blue. That's right, Palmer.
For me on this one, I think I'm also going to be choosing Michigan, and in my notes here I have not close at all. I want Bryce Underwood to throw at least 2 touchdowns through the air. I want our running back from Alabama, Justice Haynes, I want him to get in the end zone at least once today. I think it's going to be another big hot start, a big home game. That Michigan crowd is, like you said, they've been waiting all morning for this one, and they need a good win like this against the Chippewas. So I'll take Michigan and not close at all.
All right, we all agree on something again. I like that. We'll see what happens there. We're going to jump to the second slate of...
We got one more pick.
Oh, I'm sorry, Xavier. Are you going Central Michigan?
I am not going Central Michigan. Go blue. They're going to win big today. Bryce Underwood, he got a humbling last week at Oklahoma. I think he gets back on track today. He's definitely going to have more than 2 touchdowns, in my opinion, today. Michigan, they win big. They've got to win this game to keep their hopes alive for the college football playoff. So,
Absolutely.
Go blue.
There you go. I didn't mean to skip you there, X. I was thinking it was a foregone conclusion. My apologies.
5 touchdowns? Oh, that's the spread?
I was
touchdowns?
kind of in that 5 touchdown realm. That's kind of what I was thinking about. And let's get to that next slate of games at 3 and 3:30. Georgia at Tennessee. I've been barking all morning. I'm not going to stop now. Hoo, hoo, hoo. Go Dogs! Georgia gets it done in Neyland Stadium at Rocky Top.
Let me ask you this question, you guys. This is for all you guys here. What is the #1 mascot in the country that has the most of that mascot's name?
Wildcats.
You would think, right?
I'll go Tigers. I'll go Tigers.
Tigers?
A lot of Tigers out there.
Wildcats?
I'm going to go with the Tigers, too.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, this
No,
is,
I think it may be the Bulldogs.
okay, there's a lot of Bulldogs. There's no doubt about it.
Someone's going to look that up for us and get to that answer, okay?
Are you going with the Bulldogs today? Is that why you're bringing it up?
Yeah, I'm going with the Bulldogs. Absolutely
That's a
correct.
good
there.
pick.
Georgia is going to knock them out in good old Rocky Top, Tennessee.
Palmer, what do you think?
Palmer?
That's right.
That's a
Palmer's
Georgia
learning his way
Bulldog logo.
around Braves country. That's right. Our brand newest Fron Palmer, the legend of Cool Today Park, is going with the Georgia Bulldogs.
He likes those Georgia teams. He's got Georgia, Georgia Tech. I'm starting to sense a little bit of bias.
There's a
here.
little bit of a theme that goes on around here. Great pick, Palmer. I got you down with Georgia. Davis, how about yourself?
I am going to steer against the skid on this one. I will go ahead and take Tennessee at home. Now, my prediction here, Gunnar Stockton, he's going to show out early. Georgia's going to really get Tennessee back against the ropes early in this one. But I got a feeling that home advantage is really going to come through. This is Tennessee's 3rd straight home game. This is the first road game for the Dogs. And no better way to get tested than in a SEC slugfest like you guys were mentioning earlier. I like a low-scoring game. I like Tennessee in a comeback win. And I like Tennessee kneeling it out in victory formation to end the night in Rocky Top.
He's laying his prediction on thick. He can see it right now. That's a good pick, Davis. I got you down for Tennessee. Xavier, what are you leaning towards?
Listen, this is going to be a tough one. This is going to be an SEC slugfest. Neyland Stadium is always a tough place to play. Rocky Top they're going to bring it today. But there's no way I'm going against my beloved Georgia Bulldogs today.
Go dog!
Shoot 'em, baby! Woo, woo, woo!
I knew that would work out right there, Xavier. Very nice job. Let's get into another controversial game here today. We've got our USF Bulls in Miami. I want to be the first to call another upset. I love what they're doing at USF. The new stadium's coming. They got the Adidas. They got everything going. It's Bull Nation right here. I'm taking the upset USF Bulls. Who's coming with me?
If I get the points, I'll take the Bulls, okay?
You're not getting the 17
Not
today.
getting the 17. I got to say, I mean, Miami's at home. There's going to be storms during the game. There could be some delays. So I'm going to go with the Hurricanes, a weather name.
From the Weatherman, that's right. Palmer's going with, that looks like it's for the U. All right, Palmer.
We got some Canes over here. Hoop, hoop.
Davis, are you coming with me on the USF Bull wagon today? Have a little something to watch at 3:30?
I was going to say, you know what, Pat? If there's one thing I like on a college football Saturday, it's rooting for an underdog. USF, they've got two really good wins. They weren't scared to go into Florida and get the win, so I don't think they're going to be scared for this short road trip down to Miami. Now, I will say the quarterback for USF, he's got to play stellar. He's got to have a great game. I think Carson Beck is going to be, for Miami, he's going to have a very up-and-down game. It'll depend on what he does, but for USF, I think that if they want to win tonight, this QB's got to have a great game, at least 3 touchdowns all-purpose, whether that's through the air or running it in himself, but the other big thing for this one, USF needs special teams and they need big plays. If you can get one big play out of USF in the first half or in the second half, I think that this one can definitely go their way. We'll see just how much that home field advantage helps Miami out, but I like the Bulls in this one.
There we go, Davis. I appreciate you jumping on board, and we'll see about that weather as well you're talking about. Xavier, we're going to leave it up to you to split the tie.
This is going to be a Sunshine State showdown. I'm not so sure we expected that coming into the season, but here we are. And I love what the Bulls are doing, but it's going to stop tonight. I'm going with the Hurricanes to win this one tonight. I believe that what happened against Florida last week was actually helpful for the Hurricanes because what they understand is this is a team that we cannot take lightly. They're not going to overlook them. Carson Beck's had a spectacular start to the season. This is a prove-it year for him. He's in his first year with Miami, looking to build his stock back up, not only for the Heisman, but to be one of the top quarterbacks taken in next year's NFL draft.
I agree
Give me
with
the
you on
Canes
that,
in
yeah.
this one.
I agree with you that they're now motivated, and they're not going to take this team lightly, where they could have if USF would have lost against Florida Big.
Absolutely.
Sunshine Showdown. Is that what you dubbed it, Xavier? I like
Yes.
that. I like that. We got the Sunshine Showdown. That's hard to say. How about this one up in West Virginia? Pitt going to West Virginia. I like the Pitt Panthers here this year. I'm hoping that they get it done in Morgantown.
Didn't you just say, though, that West Virginia lost last week, right?
Yeah.
So, they lost. They're playing in their home base there. I'm going with West Virginia just because, this is college ball, and they don't want to lose at home after losing. I think they were away, weren't they? Yeah. So I'm going with West Virginia.
Palmer, Pitt, West Virginia. Who are we feeling today? That's West Virginia.
WVU coming from Palmer.
West Virginia.
Take you home. No, Palmer, you like palm trees. You don't like coal mines, I promise you, Palmer, okay? But you can pick WVU, that's fine. Davis, how you feeling about it?
I'm feeling like this one is, my father always says, keep it simple, stupid. Pitt's got a great start to the season. Their offense is hot. They're explosive. They're going to get it rolling very early. I feel like this could be a long afternoon for the West Virginia fans. I got a feeling that that stadium might be clearing out around halftime. I got the Pitt Panthers. I think they're going to wear out the Mountaineers. I think it's also going to be a big clock control game. If West Virginia wants to be in this game, they're going to have to control that clock, keep their defense off the field, and that's going to be the message of today's game. Who can get their defense off the field? Who can get their offense the ball back? Get off the field, Bobber. Exactly right. But I like the Pitt Panthers in this one. I think they're going to start off the season 3-0.
That's a good take right there. Xavier, how you living with it?
Pitt's the favorite coming in, but I'm going to go with West Virginia to get the win tonight. They are coming off of a bad loss last week. I know you love that, Palmer. They're coming off of a bad loss last week. They're in front of their home fans. They don't want to get embarrassed at home. I'm going to go ahead and go with West Virginia to go ahead and get back on track starting tonight.
Okay, well, this next one might put us all back on track. We've got the Ohio Bobcats at the number 1 team in the land, Ohio State Buckeyes. I'm going to go Ohio State. We can make it short and sweet if we'd like. Yes.
I got my brothers up there at the game, by the way. So
you got another weather spotter? You got
a weather spotter up there. I got two spotters. One guy from Sarasota went up there, and he's watching the game. He is from the Bobcats, so he's waiting to see them get their tails handed to him. The Bobcats go down in a big way. The Buckeyes win.
Okay. Palmer, what do you think? Are you going OHIO or are you going OHIO Bobcats?
Here it is.
Oh, that's a Buckeye.
That's
Buckeyes!
right.
OH!
There they go. There they go. Yeah, we think the Buckeyes might have it today. Davis, you in agreement?
Yeah, this one's another keep it simple one. I'm going to take the Buckeyes in this one. I think Ohio, they're a very tough team. They're going to come out there and try and punch you in the face, but I like Jeremiah Smith for 2 touchdowns over the top today. I think this is the game where Ohio State really airs it out and puts up, honestly, I think over 60 points. I like Ohio State by a lot. I got in my notes here, Buckeyes by halftime. So
maybe first quarter.
Yeah.
Well, I'm actually going to say that this is going to go Ohio State's way in a big way. I think the first quarter is going to be heavily contested with both teams. I think Ohio throws a couple of jabs, but then after the first quarter, Ohio State's going to come and throw those knockout blows.
My big question, though, you guys, is who's going to win? Is Brutus or Rufus?
Or the Bobcat?
Brutus versus Rufus is always a legendary battle in the great state of Ohio. That Buckeye is mean, though. Brutus is not nice. He doesn't play fair a lot of the time. All right, we got you there, Buckeye fans. We got you in. We see you there. I'm going to stick with the SEC on our next pick because we got Texas A&M going to Notre Dame. I know I've said go Irish a couple times, and I mean it. They're doing well. You got to love the gold helmets. You got to love them playing at home under touchdown Jesus. But you know what? It's Texas A&M. For me, it's Aggie land. It's an SEC team that's looking promising in their first 2 weeks. I think they can at least keep it close, if not get a little bit of an upset right there, Notre Dame.
All right, good pick. I'm going with the Fighting Irish. The Fighting Irish, baby. They're gonna win it. They gotta make up for that loss against Miami. I mean, this team was what? The best team of the league last year, of the division. And I got a feeling at home with touchdown Jesus, as you said, they're gonna win it, and they're gonna win it big, and they're gonna show and make a statement of that loss that was in Miami. These teams that were good, that were great, and ranked high, if they get one loss, they know that the rest of the season they have to win every game after that.
Pressure cooker's on for them.
Yeah. How's Palmer feeling?
Palmer, here's Palmer.
Timeout.
Texas.
That looks like a T for Texas. Palmer, not a Notre Dame Irish fan. Interesting.
He likes the Aggies on the road.
All right.
Well, but he's going to need to like them a lot because it is their first road game, and it's also Notre Dame's first home game. So this is going to be a big change of pace for both of these teams. Now, for Texas A&M, Marcel Reed, I feel like a slow start at the beginning of this game could be what's costing them at the end of it. If you get down 10 or 15 points, you're going to be trying to claw your way back from that deficit all game long. And I also got my Heisman favorite, Jeremiah Love, who I need him to pick up the pace a little bit as well. I got him for a breakout legacy game tonight. I like Notre Dame. I like the Irish. They're battle-tested after that loss against Miami, and that home crowd's going to be rooting for them big tonight. A night game in Notre Dame and South Bend, I don't think A&M's got enough to get them over the hump there. I like the Fighting Irish, and I like Notre Dame easily, but this one could come down to a close game late.
Okay. Xavier, what are you taking here?
We're pretty much lockstep here, Davis. I'm going with Notre Dame to win this game. I think that this is going to be the start of the breakout season that we expected to have from Jeremiah Love. I spoke about that earlier. He has to get it going. He is the key for this offense. 33 yards against Miami, that's not going to get the job done. I expect at least at minimum a buck 33 tonight against Texas A&M, but I think it's going to be a tight matchup. I don't think that it's going to be an easy win, but the Irish know that they have to get it going tonight. They have to walk away to W, because if they start off 0-2, you can pretty much almost kiss the college football playoff goodbye.
Yeah, that's a tough climb back, isn't it? And gentlemen, and Palmer, our last pick, that's right, it affects us regionally as well down here in Florida, because the Gators go into Death Valley.
Whoa.
LSU night game tonight. We talked a little bit about it earlier. If anybody needs a win, it's those Gators and Billy Napier. They're just going to be hard-pressed to do that over the number 3 team nationally. I got to go with the LSU Tigers.
I think that's absolutely correct. I mean, the Gators have to win. There's a lot of talk about Napier getting this win, needing this win. Yeah, that's the axe. You know, that chop, maybe chopping him off.
Means something different in Braves country, but in Billy Napier's case.
You know, people here, you pick the homer. I'm going to go with LSU as well. LSU wins.
All right, Palmer.
Palmer, you've been loyal to some Florida and to some Georgia teams. We certainly appreciate seeing that. But what you got going here with the Gators going into the swamp? Oh, Gator fans, make some noise for your boy Palmer, who's doing the chomp, who's bringing love and maybe a little bit of luck to those Florida Gators. Good pick, Palmer. I like it.
Well, and I like it too. Palmer, you might actually be happy with me on this one. I also like the Florida Gators to go into Death Valley. I like the upset here. The Florida Gators got the toughest schedule in college football, and the fact that they came out of their first 2 games with only 1 win really speaks a lot to how tough the rest.
That one win was against Long Island University.
Yeah, against nobody. Yeah, and I actually wanted to say that about Texas A&M. They played a couple schools out of Utah, and now they got to take on Notre Dame. So I like Notre Dame for that one, but I like Florida for this one. I think that the Gators really shine in the pressure of Death Valley late at night. This is LSU's second straight home game. This is going to be Florida's first road game. But like you said, that locker room, they don't want to start out, 1-2. You don't want to start out 0-2 in the games that matter. They're really going to need this one. I expect a critical turnover, either early, late, or both. I feel like this one might be a walk-off field goal to win this game either way, and I just hope it's in Florida's favor. So I'll take the Gators tonight as well.
Great job there. I like that. Xavier, yeah?
You know, football is a game that can also teach life lessons. And one of those is it's not about how you fall, it's about how you get up. This is a game that's about resiliency. I'm going to take the Gators to win tonight in an upset. Billy Napier's been hearing the noise all week. Those players have been hearing the noise all week. I believe they go in and they get this done and they put that fighting Gator spirit on display.
Xavier, great picking today. Davis, we'll see how you did. You brought a lot of knowledge to our set today. We certainly appreciate that, and we'll be excited to see you keep working with ABC7, doing what you're doing. My weatherman friend Bob here, goodness gracious.
I got to tell you something. I've thrown balls out, these nice ABC7 balls here that we're doing.
Yeah?
And a lot of people have dropped them, but I threw them out to 3 Alabama Roll Tide fans. All 3 of them caught it. Good job, you guys.
Thank you, Bama Nation. That's what I love to see. And our Venice fans here, too. Roll Tribe as well. ABC7, thanks for hanging out with us. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to do a few more T-shirt tosses for you. When we come back, we want to have an interview with the coach of Venice, Mr. John Peacock will be here. We also have a kicking contest we're going to do. Plus, we're watching college football all day in Braves country. It's pretty exciting.
Oh, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I get a round of applause for our team from ABC7?
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Go Braves.
Can we get one picture of
T-shirt toss. Who wants a T-shirt? Come get it. Brought to you by your Pork and Pigskin inaugural festival right here at Cool Today Park. We have some amazing food here on display today. That Tailgaters Trio. Conference hot dogs, SEC, ACC, Big 12. All right here, different conference dogs. Ribs, pork rind nachos. It's Pork and Pigskin right here at Cool Today Park. Come get you a T-shirt.
All right, welcome back to the inaugural Pork and Pigskin Festival here at Cool Today Park. Thank you to everybody who came out and is a part of the festivities today. I'm Xavier McKnight with ABC7, better known as the X Factor. This is the spring training home of the Atlanta Braves, and one thing that Braves fans, they have become accustomed to is their team contending for championships. Won't be happening this season, but they could be back next year. And when it comes to championships, our next guest, he's no stranger to those. Please show your love and welcome to the stage the head coach of the reigning state champions, the Venice Indians football team, Mr. John Peacock.
All right, thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here, Coach. All right, coming off of a big win last night for you and the team, beating the Port Charlotte Pirates. The final score in that one was 29-22. It was back and forth in the early going. You guys really got it going there in the second quarter and in the second half. Just talk about what you believe your strong points were coming out of a game like that.
Well, you know, we made an awful lot of mistakes. We turned the ball over 5 times last night, but I think our team showed a lot of grit towards the end. You know, we had a huge goal line stand at the end of the game. The defense was put in horrible positions by the offense all night, and they kept stepping up and making plays and making it tough for them. And you know, we got a long way to go to where we get to where we're a championship team. But you know, last night's going to go a long way just from the pure grit that our team showed and handling adversity the way they did.
You know, that first goal line stand that you guys had late in the first quarter, Port Charlotte capitalizing off of a fumble that happened, and it gave them the football back in the red zone. Your defense was able to hold them 2-3 points. Would you say that your defense is the strong part of your team right now as your offense continues to develop and get the chemistry that they need to get going?
Definitely. Our defense has given us a chance to grow a little bit offensively and kind of figure out our identity there on offense. And, we're a work in progress. We're getting better each week on offense, and the defense is definitely keeping us in games and making it possible for us to get wins.
Let me ask this. Going all the way back to week 1, you guys went up to Tampa Bay Tech and you lost in that matchup. Would you say that that was the wake-up call that some of the guys on your team needed to know that last season is not this season? Yes, we came in as the reigning state champions, but that is not what we're currently doing right now. That was a celebration of last year, and if we want to do that again, we have to fully lock in on what this year is supposed to be about.
Yeah, definitely. I think, that one thing is, human nature is to get a little bit complacent. And I think not only the team, but I think a little bit myself. I made a mistake just kind of thinking the locker room was the same locker room as it was last year, and obviously it's not. And we knew we had to do a little bit better job of getting these guys ready to play because, on Friday night, usually it's just a Friday night for us, and that we're circled on everybody's schedule, and they got to understand that, and they got to understand that we're everybody's Super Bowl on Friday night, and it's going to be a huge deal. They beat us, but so we got to be able to match that intensity and match that enthusiasm against teams that we're playing.
And Port Charlotte, they definitely brought that same type of energy last night, playing like this was definitely a Super Bowl-like matchup for them. But that's a program that's been growing and just getting better for the past few years. Just in the time that you all have played against them, in the time that Coach Ingman has been there, what can you just say about how he and his staff have built up their program?
Oh, Coach Ingman's done an unbelievable job. Those kids played absolutely their hearts out. They played hard. The quarterback did an outstanding job. He's definitely a leader and made plays for them when they needed to make plays. And, you can just kind of tell their culture there. Like he's doing an unbelievable job, and he continues to get better each year. And hats off to him because he is, his program is becoming one of the powerhouse in Florida.
Powell Davis is a slightly different place this year. There were some renovations that were made in the offseason to the stadium. You guys have been practicing there for months now, but talk to me just about how that adjustment has been, just adjusting to what the new sense of the stadium is like too.
Coaching on it and playing on it, I don't think a whole lot's changed. I mean, the playing surface is a little different, but I think that we still have a great atmosphere at Venice, and our kids are excited to play there every Friday night. And there really hasn't been a lot of adjustments for us. It looks a lot nicer, I can tell you that.
What's your message to the team when you all are coming off of big wins, how you did last night? Like, obviously, there's a celebration period, usually 24 hours, but then it's back to business the next day. Is that usually what your message is to the guys?
Yeah, each week we have a different challenge in front of us, both offensively and defensively. And, this week coming up, we have a very good TFA team coming in. That's, their roster is absolutely loaded with Division I players. So we're going to have a huge challenge in front of us, and this is just a new week, and we're going to reload, and we're going to prepare this week just like we did last week.
We're officially 4 weeks through the season now, going into week 5 next week. So you're more than nearly halfway through your season at this point. Just talk to me about the things that that you guys have to continue to work on the field, and even in some cases off the field, to get back to where you ultimately want to end up at the end of the season.
Yeah, I think we're on the right path. We just got to continue to get better each week, and we are doing that. And the message I've been telling the kids is that, one is that, there's different ways to get to the top of the mountaintop. It's not always going to look the same, and it's looked different on 5 different occasions. We've been to the state championship 5 times, and every time the route has been different. It's looked different, different strengths of our team. And, this year, we just got to, right now, where we're at is we have to start gelling offensively. We just really haven't put everything together, all the pieces together, and kind of had that continuity piece all come together yet. But when it does, it's going to be pretty special because it has at times. You'll see certain series where everything kind of gels together and it looks right, and then you'll see 2 series where we're making a lot of mental errors and correctable mistakes that we need to fix.
Speaking of your offense, you guys have a new addition to your team, and he's been one of the standout players for you, and that would be Tyree Mannings. Just talk to me about that young man and just what it means to be able to have him on this team, what he brings to the table, and the fact that he can do everything that he does at such a young age. He's only a sophomore.
Yeah, he's a very special player. Obviously, he's a mismatch nightmare. Every team we played so far has had a scheme in their coverage, so we haven't been playing their normal coverage. I mean, last night there was times where you had the outside backer that was looking to drop to get underneath his routes. You had a safety over top, and then you had a corner man on him. So he was taking care of 3 guys in the pass game. So that's not going to only open up our other receivers, but it's also going to open up the run game for us.
The beautiful part about your program is that so many players come through and they have a chance to play on the next level in college football, no matter what that stage is, Division I, Division II, Power 5, lower FCS ranked teams, whatever the case may be, they have a chance to continue to play in the game they love on the next level while pursuing a higher education. A lot of your players are currently at USF, a lot of your former players currently at USF. Just talk to me about how you believe they've been able to start out the season they have, because I would say that they've been shocking some people so far.
Yeah, we have 4 current players at USF. We have 2 guys that are starting, and Thomas Schrader and Weston Wolf, and then we also have Dalen Platt and Eli Jones there. So we have 4 guys. We did have 5. We had another guy that left, but that's exciting for them. And Coach Golash is a great guy. And I love spending time with him when he's recruiting our kids, and he has a great vision of what he wants his program to be, and it's starting to take that form right now.
As they head down to Miami today, the task is tall, but it was tall last week when they went up against Florida and they went into the swamp and they collected that W. They have a legit chance of doing that again tonight. What would be your message to them as they prepare for a game? They go in ranked as the number 18 ranked team in the nation, that being USF, and they're going up against a Miami team that's coming in as number 5.
Well, I've been in that situation, building our program. At one point, we had to turn around. We were consistently, it took us about 10 years to get to be the program we are now. And when you start getting those marquee wins, you just got to make sure, I think the message has to be, we can't be complacent or satisfied with what we've done because we have bigger things in front of us. And if they can put what they've done behind them and approach this like it's the only game and there's only one game left, I think they're going to do fine. They have a real strong defense, and Coach Golash seems to find some ways to score points on offense. So I think it's going to be, I think it's going to be a lot closer than people think. I do think it's going to be tough to pull the win out, but I think it's going to be a lot closer than people may think.
I'm going to ask this question. It pertains to your current players, but also your former players as well. How often do some of your former players who have gone on to have success on the next levels of football, do they come back and they speak to the current players that you have in the program?
Every time they come back, they come on our sidelines in our locker room and they spend time with our players. I'm in touch with all of them on a weekly basis. That's one thing that we always wanted to cultivate, is make sure that our alumni always feel like they're welcome, no matter if you're playing ball at the next level or you're a blue collar guy and you're just working in the community. Like, I always want them to feel welcome on our sideline and our locker room anytime they want it.
Speaking of the community, one of the things I know about your team is they're very big on community service and jumping in where needed. And thankfully right now hurricane season has not been effective for us for the time being, but there are folks who are still recovering from all of the different things that happened last year, having 3 different storms come through our community at one point. How important is that to continue to emphasize the importance of that to those players, especially the young players? And I ask that question because there's a belief out there that in some cases that you're here to play football, you're here to go to school, but it's so much bigger than that.
Oh, you're absolutely right. I mean, one of the coolest things that we do as a program is every Thanksgiving, our team goes to the Salvation Army and we pack up the meals for the homeless and people that can't get out and people that are not have family around them, and our kids go out and actually deliver these meals to these individual homes and people in retirement communities, and they're able to spend a little bit of time. And I take my daughter because I want my daughter, everyone, if you kind of live in your own little circle, sometimes you don't realize how bad people have it and how lucky you are. And I always like to have our kids, see, how lucky they are to have what they have and how lucky they are to have the parents that they have and people take care of them. When you're sitting there at Thanksgiving and you don't have anybody to spend it with, and our kids are the only ones you see. I think that's really cool. One of the coolest things that we do, and it's a good life lesson for our kids and to see like how lucky they are.
When they have those experiences, meaning your kids in your program, do you see an automatic hunger that they come back with the very next day at practice or in the very next game?
Well, typically we're playing in the state semifinals the next day, or it's either the state semifinals or the regional championship. And it's not only that, it's a great team bonding experience and just doing things together to help our community. And I just think it just brings your team together a little bit when you do things like that. And there's other things that we do, but that's just one thing that sticks out. I think that's really special, and that we care a lot about. And the kids love it. Actually, they're you would think like, oh, I got to spend 2 hours before my Thanksgiving meal here, and I just had practice, but they ask for it every year. Like, Coach, we're going back to Salvation Army. They really enjoy it, and they get a great deal of satisfaction, being able to bring a smile to someone's face on Thanksgiving Day.
All right, you are watching the inaugural Pork and Pigskin Festival happening here at Cool Today Park. Xavier McKnight joined here by Venice head football coach John Peacock. Coach, you and I spoke a little offline a few days ago, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to ask you this question because I think that there are folks out there who need to understand just how much of a grind it is doing what it is that you do. Coming off of a big win like you did last night, you had to get back to work this morning. What does a Saturday usually look like for you and your staff?
Well, after the game, we have to put the film in and kind of cut it up and get it to our next opponent. And we got to get their film and kind of cut it up. And we're usually done around, last night I think the film got done, uploaded at 1:30, and I was up this morning at 6 a.m. Breaking down film and getting ready for our next opponent, putting our game plan together. And like I said, it's a challenge each week, and each week presents different challenges. And it's just something that has to be done, and if you want to have any type of success.
Now, obviously, you all have a huge following in the community, and that's something that I know you don't take for granted. Just talk to me about what it means for you to have been at Venice all this time, what it means to see those numbers continue to grow on those Friday nights when the fans are coming in and they're filling up Howard Davis, and they're providing that support that they're providing.
Well, being somewhere, this is going to be my 26th year at the school, my 19th year as head coach, and you tend to upset a lot of people in those years, and so one thing I'm grateful that I'm able to just stick around, because I've been around so long, people probably get sick of me, but it's really satisfying to build a program and to have some continuity with your staff, and to just kind of build and try to get better and try to make your program better. That's always not about wins and losses. It's about things that you can add to kids' lives. The reason I'm in this is not for wins and not for championships, but the bottom line, the only reason I got into coaching, the only reason I'm doing it now is to help young men get to where they want to be. And if that's either getting into the military or getting a job when you graduate or going on to the next level and playing college football. My job is to help them succeed in whatever they're trying to do and guide them and mentor them and try to help them make good decisions. I love being able to impact young kids at this stage. It's a hard time of their life. Their body's changing, their minds are changing, and to try to help mold that and try to help them make good choices and to be supportive members of our community in the future is great. And then another great thing is we got kids that are starting to give back now. We got a lot of kids that are getting NIL money and they're writing checks back to the high school just because they're grateful of the situation that we put them in, and they're not always grateful when they're doing it, when we're making them doing it, but at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, they're grateful for being put through that grind and be able to be taught hard work and how to persevere and to overcome adversity. So that's one part that's rewarding, and just being able to be in the same place at this, all the time, and not really looking to go on to the next place and just build where you're at and live where your feet are has been rewarding.
Coach, as always, it's a pleasure. Thank you for joining us. You've been tuned in to the Pork and Pigskin inaugural Pork and Pigskin Festival. We will be right back. We're taking a quick break, but don't go anywhere. We're coming right back.
Thanks, man.
Hey, Ty Simpson, Alabama fans, Ty Simpson, 13 for 14, over 200 yards and 2 tutties at the half as Bama leads the Badgers 21-0 at the half. How do you like that, Bama fans? That's right, Lynn, one of our resident Bama fans as well. We want to invite you to come on out to the plaza and keep partying with me and Harrison and Lynn and our friends from ABC7, where we're going to make some more picks here. But we wanted to hear from our merchandise manager, Miss Lynn, and hear about all the amazing specials we got going on right here at our team store at Coolidge Park. Lynn, what we got going on today?
Thanks for having me, Patrick. So today, all regular price merchandise is 25% off.
25% off, goodness gracious.
And we have our City Connect jerseys that are marked down. The blanks are $70, and the name and numbers are $80.
Nice.
We've got some City Connect hats that are $20.
Very good.
We've got lots of clearance.
So if it doesn't say clearance, it's 25% off. All regularly priced merchandise inside the Clubhouse Team Store. Today only is 25% off.
You got it.
I love to hear that. That's some amazing things. Last time I was in there, I saw a nice Tommy Bahama polo I might want to get my hands on.
Yes. And we have some nice Margaritaville shirts. And then Harrison's favorite is our Onward Reserve. So you might want to come check those out.
The Onward Reserve is a great brand. I know we're going to have a puppy dog parade here. Anything for dogs in the team store?
We do have dog merchandise. We have bandanas, collars, leashes.
Okay.
Toys.
Well, it's nothing like having Braves country on your chest or on your back. And if you want it for a great deal and you want to be in the AC for a minute, come see Lynn in the Clubhouse Team Store.
We're going to be here all day.
All day. Thanks for stopping by, Lynn.
Thanks for having me.
Now, you sure you don't want to get involved in our hot dog eating contest me and Harrison are about to do? Mono, we meant mono.
I think I'm good, but I mean, I could be a judge if you need me to.
Okay.
We need that. We should also quickly mention, to get to the store, you guys should come on out down gate 3 or the VIP elevator and come see Lynn here on the plaza right inside the numbers here at Cool Today Park.
Harrison, tell them where else they should stop to get some awesome food right here during halftime at Cool Today Park.
Yeah, it's halftime. It's time to eat, time to grub. We're featuring our Pop Dogs food truck right now. We won't do the cheer again. We'll save that for later. But right here we got our SEC Southern Slaw Dog for Alabama right now. This is a pretzel bun with a hot dog, pulled pork, coleslaw, and barbecue sauce. It looks delicious. Patrick, don't get that white shirt dirty.
It tastes even better than it looks.
Oh, it looks delicious. If you're inside the stadium, you can also stop by Quick and Easy for hot dogs and burgers, as well as cold beer and surf sides. And we also want to feature here on the plaza, you can get a koozie with any beer bucket purchase at the Pennant Pub. So make sure to come down, get some surf sides, some craft beer, get yourself a commemorative pork and pigskin koozie, while supplies last with every beer bucket purchase here on the plaza.
So this SEC dog, it's coming from the Pop Dogs food truck that's underneath our Brave sign right there next to the Tiki Bar.
Yeah, it's coming down the track. It's a big food truck in the red and black.
In the red and black. I like that too much. That's an awesome dog right there, Harrison. Any other food we should know about here today?
Yeah, it's kind of hot out here, so we also want to give a shout out to our Tito's lemonade stand here on the plaza. You can get it with or without Tito's handmade vodka, served in a souvenir mason jar, freshly squeezed right out here on the plaza, located in between the Gridiron Grill and the Pop Dogs food truck.
That Gridiron Grill has an awesome tailgate trio as well. The ribs I tried earlier were phenomenal. Make a puppy dog pull a freight train. That's the quality you expect out here at the inaugural Pork and Pigskin Festival right here at Cool Today Park. If you're in the lower bowl, we're with you. You're watching the game on Florida's largest outdoor television. If you're an Alabama fan, you're in the right place because it tied up big, 21-0. It looks like Michigan 28-3 right now, and Georgia Tech, they're up over Clemson at the half as well. Harrison, I wanted to mention a few things before you get out of here, and we have our ABC 7 folks come in. You guys represent Cool Today Park so well all the time, and you're always having so many fun events here. Coming up next, that just went on sale today, Majesty of Rock, the Ultimate Journey and Styx tribute band. And speaking of Don't Stop Believing, that's college football and college football fans, isn't it? They got to believe in their team all 14 weeks.
Absolutely. You can get your tickets right now at the box office on the plaza. That is November 8th. It's going to be a Party on the Plaza concert series. We'll have VIP squares on sale, which includes a beer bucket, and as well as reserved seating, as well as individual single admission tickets. It's all going to be a great night here on the plaza at Cool Today Park.
Majesty of Rock, November 8th. Tickets are now on sale. And a couple of our favorite events, certainly one of mine, the Grilled Cheese Festival. That's right, a festival for one of the greatest sandwiches of all time right here at Cool Today Park. That's going to be November 22nd.
Oh, yeah. If you love any form of cheese, we got you covered. We got hot dog grilled cheeses. I've seen grilled cheeses as quesadillas. I've seen it in every way, shape, or form. So you're going to want to come out here on November 22nd for the Grilled Cheese Festival, Craft Beer Garden, live music all day long, and much more fun as part of our 6th annual Grilled Cheese Festival.
The Gouda, the Havarti, the Swiss, the Provolone. Ooh. The pepper jack. They got all the cheeses, and you can put it on a sandwich right here.
Let's see, Lynn, what is your favorite grilled cheese item here for the Grilled Cheese Festival every year?
Roll Tide.
Oh, donut grilled cheese? Yep, they'll be back again this year. So, I mean, any type of combination with cheese, you'll want to check it out in November, the Grilled Cheese
Don't
Festival.
bring that donut grilled cheese sandwich around me, okay? But you can get one of your own November 22nd. And then finally, December 6th, we'll be in the holiday mode waiting on Santa Claus for the Jingle Jam. How about the Jingle Jam, Harrison?
Yeah, it's back again for another year. It's kicking off on Friday night with our annual beer run. You'll run a mile around the concourse, enjoy a beer after every lap, and have a great time on the plaza. And then Saturday, it's our annual Tomahawk 5K. You'll get to run all across the area here with an on-field finish. You can see yourself on the big screen.
Can I run the beer 1 mile and not run the 5K? Do I have to run them both?
You do not have to run them both. In fact, we love when everyone comes out for our beer run on Friday night. It's a great time.
Yeah, I like that. That sounds like a lot of fun. What's a 5K, 3.1 miles?
Oh, you're asking the wrong person. The only exercise I do is lifting a great hot dog or a cheeseburger into my mouth. But it's all a great time for the 5K. And of course, we end Jingle Jam with our annual golf cart parade of lights down to Welland Park and on to the warning track. You have a whole contest as you decorate your golf carts and we parade all around town.
Well, always having fun out here. Of course, the Tiki Bar is a great place to watch college football, to watch the rest of the MLB season. Our Braves still do have a few more games, and it's just a great park, a great atmosphere, and we appreciate you coming down today. Let me just remind you again, Majesty of Rock, November 8th. You can buy your tickets today. They just went on sale, and we hope to see you November 22nd for the Grilled Cheese Festival, December 6th for Jingle Jam, and today in the Clubhouse Team Store for 25% off regularly priced ticketed items. So get in the Team Store, get some food in your belly, and let's keep watching some football. What do you say? Roll Tide is what we say. That's right. Harrison, I want to plug our podcast just because it's so awesome. You can check our Cool Today Park page out on YouTube. We're putting up a kind of a bi-weekly podcast. We've interviewed people like Terry Pendleton, Matt Olson, Dale Murphy, Andrew Jones, Braves legends. We recapped you going to the All-Star game a few weeks back. So check Harrison and I out on our Braves Beach House podcast. We need all the viewers and comments we can get. Like, comment, subscribe. It's your Braves Beach House podcast. Go Braves.
Go Braves.
Y'all make a little noise for Harrison and Lynn for us here. We appreciate all the hard work that they do to make Braves country the best in the land. Our friends from ABC 7 are still here just a little bit longer. I want to invite them back on the main stage to give us some picks and talk a little ball. I cannot wait to rub it in my colleagues' faces about this Georgia Tech score. I stayed strong with Georgia Tech. Davis has got our tally. He's going to tell us who's leading what. But right now, I think all of our picks are looking pretty good. Catch me up to speed on how that looks, and I'm going to bring you up to speed on a couple more scores as they just came in. It looks like Oregon's 10-0 over Northwestern, 28-3 Michigan over Central Michigan. You guys got any other scores or breakdowns for us here?
Well, we know that Bama's winning big. We all predicted pretty much that would end up happening today. So roll tide to everyone out there. However, Ryan Williams is quiet today so far, Pat. I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
When you got Jeremy Bernard on your squad, you're okay. And Isaiah Horton caught that last touchdown. So, Ryan's probably out there getting double-teamed a little bit, and that's cool. But the way Ty's playing, the maturity he's showing, knock on wood, hasn't thrown an interception all year. That's called ball control, baby. Roll Tide.
And just a little bit of a, see if I can get this thing working.
Hey, Andrew, we got a
Check 1, 2.
check. I'm working on it.
And just a little bit of trouble for the Wisconsin O-line. That's really helping out the Alabama defense, too. And the home field advantage definitely helping out the Tide. Obviously, they're up big at halftime. But another team that's got a lot of home field advantage going for them is those Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. And obviously, me and Bob, the weatherman, picked Clemson to go in there and cause some trouble. But the trouble is not being caused early by the Tigers. Georgia Tech has an easy handle on that game right now. I don't even think Clemson's on the board yet. Correct me if I'm wrong. They actually are. They got one touchdown. All right. Well, they also have a missed field goal from earlier in the game. So if Clemson wants to come out of Georgia Tech with a win today, they're going to have to clean up a few things there. And Klubnik, he's got to get going. He's got to start throwing it out, and the receivers got to start catching some balls for him there. But if Clemson can just get a big decision here in the fourth quarter, I think an interception in enemy territory, a couple of big red zone trips. Clemson has, everything right in front of them. They just got to take it. And right now, Georgia Tech is not letting them take anything, and that home field advantage is certainly helping them out. So that's me and Bob on the losing side of that one right now, but hopefully we can be there at the end of the game. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good insight to that. And it's just halftime, right? Just halftime. We got 3 slates of games today, so a lot of time to see if these teams pull it out. That was so cool. We had Coach Peacock up here. Xavier, did you enjoy talking with him today?
Absolutely. It's always a pleasure to talk with Coach and all of the coaches that we have in our area and to really just get some insight into how things happen there at Powell Davis Stadium and at Venice High School. It hasn't been the prototypical year for Venice that I'm sure that many expected. And it started in week 1, both Pat and Davis here. Tampa Bay Tech on the road, and they didn't just lose, they got shellacked. No one expected that to happen. The game against Miami Northwestern got canceled due to rain, so to make the trip down to South Florida only to make the trip right back and not even play in a football game. They got on track last week against Bishop Verot. They had a tough task last night against a tough Port Charlotte team. And you heard Coach Peacock. He gave Coach Ingman and his staff credit for what it is that they've done there too. I think that we'll continue to see Venice get better, and we'll see them get back to the standard of what Venice football is that the community has come to expect. But no doubt about it, the defense is the strongest part of this team right now. But I expect the offense to pick it up too, especially when you have a weapon out on the perimeter like sophomore Tyree Mannings and the dual quarterbacks that they have there. Sean Long is the starter, but they've been doing a dual quarterback system this year, so we'll see how that continues to work out. But I wouldn't be too worried if I'm Venice fans right now.
Yeah. Well, and when you're talking about high school teams like that, defense wins championships. It's not going to matter if you're putting up 30 or 40 points a game if your defense can't get off the field. And obviously that's something that you see a lot with these local teams around here is, some of these defenses are stacked. They got a whole lot of talent. Some of these kids are going D1, D2. These are very interesting games that you're watching late at night. But, as long as the offense can go out there and do a little bit of work, help out the defense, they should be okay. But like you said, they got a long season still ahead of them, still a lot of great things to look forward to. And that's why you can't get too down on yourself on these early season losses. You might lose week 1, week 2, but if you're coming out at the end of the season, you're winning 4 in a row, 5 in a row, you get on that win streak, your team's got a lot of momentum going to that next year. And like you said, a bunch of those young guys have something to really lean back on and look forward to for the following season. Obviously, we're not looking at next season just yet, but a lot of really good things to look forward to for the rest of the season, and a lot of highlights, a lot of silver linings that this team can really lean into and hopefully has some success as they end this season as well.
And Patrick, before I hand it off to you, I just want to highlight really quickly, I know that Venice gets most of the headlines around here. Folks, we've got so much great high school football play that's happening right now. You look at the resurgence that's happening at Southeast High School with Coach Kurt Bradley and the staff he has there. How about Bayshore High School? 3-1, Coach Ace Sanders in his second year there. Booker's keeping that train rolling. They made it to the Final Four a year ago. They couldn't defeat Raines to make it to the state championship, but it doesn't look like they've fallen off much under first-year head coach Carlos Woods. Manatee has been a bit of a disappointment, I will say. Starting off 1-3, took a tough loss last night at home against the Buckles Bobcats, but there's a lot of good football being played. Cardinal Mooney, they're rolling right now. So even just besides Venice itself, there are a lot of good teams that you can go watch on any given Friday right now during the falls on these Friday nights here on the Suncoast.
Well, you're absolutely right, and it all connects. You're talking about the Friday night lights, and some of those players get the chance to play on Saturday. And it's nice to see that even start at a day like today where the kids are hanging out, walking around. We've been throwing T-shirts. You guys are kind enough to bring us some fans. Your local station, that's right, ABC 7. I've got some footballs. I've got some sunglasses. If you're a young one, come see us because it all starts with you, and we're glad you're out here at Cool Today Park. You guys having fun out here today? I know it's a little bit warm. We are going to have our kicking contest coming up next. So if you're looking to be in our kicking contest, you're going to want to come meet us at the end of the plaza in front of the field goal. We got some really cool prizes for you. So in about 10 or 15 minutes, we want to get you signed up, and we're looking forward to watching the second half of the great first slate of games. What's going to happen in this Georgia Tech-Clemson game? Is Clemson going to claw back? Will the Tide continue to roll up 21-0 against the Badgers at half? And, of course, you got Michigan off to a big lead right now as well, and Oregon taking it to Northwestern as well. So more to be determined here. We'll be right back with you. I want you guys to sign off and then meet me by the goalpost so we can kick some field goals and give away some great prizes right here at Cool Today Park's inaugural Pork and Pigskin College Football Festival. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you in a minute.
All right. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you in just a moment.
Absolutely. I've been David Supas. Thank you so much for having us out here today, and we look forward to seeing who can kick this ball through those uprights here in just a little bit. Thank you so much for being with us. We'll be right back.